So here we go. I would like to start this series of video talking about my absolute idol when it comes to female singers, and I'm talking about Mina Mazzini. She became very famous in Italy towards the end of 50s, and she has an absolutely amazing vocal extension. It is still discussed nowadays. Is it 3 octaves like Freddie Mercury, or is it 4, is it 5? What I know is that that woman can sing anything. Whatever song you take and make her sing, it's gonna sound great. I do recognize that I wouldn't like many of her songs when it comes to the lyrics if she were not the one singing it. Um, she has been mostly not the one writing her own lyrics, I must say, but still her ability to uh, put feelings in what she sings doesn't know limits. I know many people who can appreciate her songs even if they don't speak Italian at all, because you don't really need that. It's not really about that. It's somehow a very instinctive kind of art, even though um, she she puts um, she puts somehow a lot of thoughts in what she does. Um, Not really meaning that she's thinking a lot about techniques, but thinking that she didn't ever study singing in her life, and that still nowadays she doesn't know how to read music. You get the chance to understand how much her singing comes somehow just from how smart and talented she is, rather than from studying. So she must think herself for how she sings. Um, she is still active nowadays. Um, Whenever she gets a record done, it goes to the top of the charts, despite she hasn't been showing her face in public for the last, I don't know, 20 years, about, even more if we consider that she kind of disappeared already in the 80s, but then in the half of the 90s there have been some official pictures of her around, at least. And this is a very interesting story, actually. She was kind of the very first star haunted by paparazzi in Italy, and she just decided at some point on her own to disappear. We must go a little bit back to understand this decision, as she was very popular, very famous, and at some point she got pregnant. But she was not married. Therefore, the Italian television, and back then there was only one television, which was Rai, banned her. Like, she couldn't show herself because she dared to let someone get her pregnant being not married. So of course she was banned from television, but in the end they had to take her back, just because fans were so much asking about her all the time. And after over a year she hadn't been seen, there were still plenty of letters from fans coming, like, "Where is Mina? We want her back." So in the end, music won over these inquisitors, and she finally had the chance to come back to television. So after a few years, she just decided on her own that she had enough, and that she didn't want that kind of life and that kind of attention anymore. Therefore, she still nowadays doesn't show herself in public, and still she is so amazingly popular, even though these years image seems to be everything. But she proved the world wrong, and she proved that music is stronger than this media bullshit we're living. And I think that this gives already a very good idea of her talent. And here is my kitten. But I also think that it's enough to think that when Maria Callas was asked if she didn't have her own voice, which kind of voice would she have liked to have? She answered that if she had to choose someone else's voice, then it would have been Mina's voice. And back then Mina was just a bit more of a teenager, basically. So I hope that after watching this video you will go to check out some of her performances and some of her songs. I will put some links in the description. And for today it's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you again soon. Bye!